Not only do they not know how it might have happened, they cannot even envision how it might have happened. They simply take it for granted. Now, no dodging, please. You're students, Professor. Pastor, many pastors are theistic evolutionists. And that's very unfortunate. Teacher, instructor at the local community college, professor at a major university. No dodging, please. Your students and the press needs to know that you don't have a shred of evidence as to how these non-living materials could organize into a functioning living cell. No dodging, please. Let's emphasize this. In this cell, you have various factors, over 20 major factors, from the endoplasmic reticulum. Now, I don't mean to get technical on you. Just envision these little ribbon-like areas. There's the smooth endoplasmic reticulum and the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now, watch very closely. No dodging, please. A man received the Nobel Prize in biochemistry from Texas A&M University when he learned and published the function of this endoplasmic reticulum. He found that when the proteins are synthesized and before the division of that cell into another cell, they are run through this endoplasmic reticulum and zip codes are given to those proteins, meaning that they arrive at the right place for the function of the eyes, the function of the hair, the function of the heart, ultimately, because that separate cell must incubate all of the information for the entire function of the whole organism. Now, tell me, no dodging, please, tell me how you can get that information in the entire cell from inorganic, non-living material. Let's look at the odds. Not only do you have this endoplasmic reticulum, but you have the DNA and you have the RNA, you have the protein synthesis factory, you have the energy-producing apparatus, you have the cell membrane, which must admit nutrients appropriately and release the excrement. All of this for a functioning system. But let's just look at these proteins for a moment. Now, no dodging, please. Tell me how this could happen. In every living, functioning cell that we have, and we have over 100 trillion cells in our bodies, in every one, there are at least 60,000 proteins. These proteins and enzymes are specific. Each is unique, 60,000 proteins in 100 different specific configurations. What are the odds, no dodging please, what are the odds that these 60,000 proteins first could come into being? Each one is unique. Each one has its own separate zip code. Each one has its ultimate destination to produce eyes and hair and cranium and toenails. What are the odds? Scientific odds in the technical published literature that could come about by self-organization. I'll tell you. The literature states 1 chance in 10 to 4,478,296th power. Now, let me state that again. 1 chance in 10 to the 4,478,296th power. Anything beyond 1 chance in 10 to the 50th has 0 chance of occurring, according to your own parameters of scientific investigation. It is absolutely impossible. Now, no dodging, please. How can naturalism produce a single living cell of a single organism, let alone the millions of species, and let alone the cells of the human brain, which are able to function as an entity, the most complicated single entity in the entire universe? In fact, the technical literature states that the single cell in association with the human brain, that the function of the cells and the neurons of the brain form the most complicated structure in the universe, more complicated in its association than all the rest of the physical universe with 10 to the 25th power of stars in 225 billion galaxies. No dodging, please. How do you explain the human brain? Now, let's see if we can come up with a rationale to all of this. How do you ignore the creation model? One question that the evolutionary community has posed and has not been able to answer is the demise of the dinosaur. I work with dinosaurs. I have the privilege of directing the excavations that have discovered and directed and excavated 16 different dinosaurs. Now that's a great pleasure, a hard work, but a great pleasure. And we document our procedure so well that professors of major universities have visited our site and have admitted publicly in telecast that our technique of documentation and exploration is superior to what their alma mater, a major university, uses. So we're trying to do good scientific work. The dinosaurs were a vital part of the creation model. Now, no dodging, please. The dinosaurs had small lung capacities. The only exception to this would have been the pterodactyls, and they were not really dinosaurs. They were flying reptiles, cousins to the dinosaurs, living contemporaneously with many of the dinosaurs, all contemporaneous in the creation model. In the evolutionary model, which assigns long and vast ages, there are certain epochs and periods of time in which certain pterodactyls and certain dinosaurs are placed. But remember, all of that is an assignment of age. Now don't dodge the question and the issue. How do you justify those millions of years and hundreds of millions of years, watch closely, no dodging please, when carbon-14, which has been your mainstay to propagandize evolutionary theory, is now shattered? You see, carbon-14 has been found in diamonds, which according to your own estimates and your own paradigm, my evolutionary friend, I used to be an evolutionist, so I'm stating this with compassion and sympathy, diamonds, which these particular diamonds were assigned an age of 350 million years, others assigned an age of 3.5 billion years, everyone examined had carbon-14. Wait a moment. According to your own paradigm, no carbon-14 would remain after 70,000 years, yet it's found in diamonds that could not have had leaching in penetration or leaching out. So we have a control context that's necessary for scientific verification and experimentation. How do you explain carbon-14 in diamonds that you say are 3.5 billion years old? No dodging, please. Just give us an answer. Well, now, in much of the dinosaur remain, we've had some of our Acrocanthosaurus dinosaur bones carbon dated. And the result is they're only a few thousand years old. But according to evolutionary theory, they're assigned an age of 110 million years in age. Now, no dodging, please. How do you answer the question? The demise of the dinosaur. That's one of the great mysteries of scientific investigation. You see, in the creation model, in the world before the flood, we had a context where the dinosaurs could live and proliferate. The diameter of the Earth was slightly smaller, which means that the gravitational attraction would cause the atmosphere to be denser.